Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving straight in today because July 2026 is shaping up to be an absolute watershed moment for the tech sector. We're talking a massive financial boom, a rapid physical build-out, and an intense, totally inevitable backlash, all colliding at exactly the same time. Let's get right into it. So $1.91 trillion, that's trillion with a T. SpaceX just hit the NASDAQ with a record-breaking IPO to reach that unbelievable market cap. But here's the thing you need to know. It's not just about rockets anymore. This astronomical valuation is heavily powered by their newly disclosed AI segment. They are wrapping xAI infrastructure and Grok right alongside Starlink. It's a massive play.
And right on their heels, OpenAI. They are prepping a confidential filing targeted for September for what could legitimately be the largest tech public offering in history. They're aiming for a $730 billion valuation. To put that into perspective, the sheer scale of capital flooding these markets right now is completely unprecedented.
Which brings us to AI's trillion-dollar crossroads.
A recent Bloomberg analysis highlights a dynamic that feels eerily similar to the early 2000s dot-com era. We are looking at a sharp, undeniable market split today. AI infrastructure holdings, the picks and shovels of this whole boom, they're holding incredibly strong. Meanwhile, pure software plays are facing intense scrutiny from investors who are banging on the table demanding tangible revenue. And to survive that exact scrutiny, executives are adopting a strategy called value maxing. This is how they're rationalizing their budgets right now. Instead of just throwing the most expensive frontier-class compute at every single problem, they're carefully routing enterprise workloads to the cheapest capable model. Basically, whatever can actually get the job done without breaking the bank.
And the big tech providers? They are scrambling to meet this demand for efficiency. Take Google, slashing prices with Gemini 3.5 Pro down to just $1.25 per million input tokens. Or Mistral, whose new Leanstral 1.5 lets robots navigate using just one cheap camera. Even Meta is pivoting to monetize their excess AI data center capacity, spinning it up as a third-party cloud service. Everybody is trying to squeeze out that value.
So software economics are shifting fast, but let's talk hardware. Humanoids hit the assembly line.
Because humanoids are no longer just sci-fi lab prototypes, they are commercial realities right now. Tesla is actively converting its Fremont assembly line to pump out the Optimus Gen 3. Figure AI? They're already sustaining a production rate of over 55 bots per week for BMW. And Agility Robotics just filed to go public via SPAC at a cool $2.5 billion valuation. It's actually happening.
And it's definitely not just startups getting in on this. Hardware titans are making extremely aggressive moves. Samsung just became the largest shareholder in Rainbow Robotics to heavily accelerate commercialization. They are planning to use their massive chip and display supply chains to push high-performance bots out into the real world as fast as possible.
But this massive physical build-out, it isn't just contained to Earth. The space economy goes supernova.
SpaceX is pushing boundaries on multiple fronts at a staggering pace. They just launched the first ever nuclear-powered commercial satellite, right alongside a brand new re-entry capsule called Starfall. And back on the ground, they're expanding a massive commercial AI footprint, recently signing Reflection AI to their massive Colossus data center down in Mississippi.
But look, this lightning-fast transition from software experimentation to a trillion-dollar physical reality is causing immense friction. That brings us to our next section, the human resistance.
Tension is brewing at the very top of the industry. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has openly accused Elon Musk of misleading investors. He claims Musk is drastically overstating SpaceX's AI data center narrative just to pump up that nearly $2 trillion valuation. The gloves are completely off here.
Meanwhile, OpenAI has its own massive legal overhang to deal with. Right before their planned IPO, Apple is suing them in federal court. Apple alleges a coordinated 2-year campaign to poach engineers and steal trade secrets. They actually named a staggering 400 former Apple employees in the filing, with a huge focus on proprietary silicon and on-device AI teams. And this friction isn't just in the US, it extends globally. Down in Australia, AI companies are aggressively lobbying lawmakers to weaken copyright protections for training data. Naturally, this has sparked fierce pushback from the creative industry, mirroring the exact same intense legal battles we are already seeing play out in the US and the EU.
Which brings us to the final human reality of this rapid shift. Fortune is reporting a huge wave of mid-career tech workers choosing early retirement rather than staying to adapt to these brand new AI-driven workflows. As AI fundamentally rewires the global economy, the question for all of us is abundantly clear. As this technology accelerates, will you adapt or will you opt out?